Welcome, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Imperator, Egypt, Rome, whatever. Yes, we're playing as Egypt. Okay, now we are pushing into Blemmia. Now, one thing I did do also is went into here and changed, and this is something that is, excuse me, I always burp at the wrong moments, but these are your these are all cohorts is what they're calling. Obviously that's a Roman group of, isn't it 500? I don't know, maybe it's 1,000. Are there 10 centuries and 1,000 in a cohort? Maybe it's 1,000, yeah, probably. I'm sorry. But, so they're using the Roman term for these units. So your primary cohorts, these will be the first to engage the enemy. Currently we have selected the Pistoli, archers. And so they'll go out and they will, shoot at the enemy, and once they lose their morale or get defeated, will come the second line, which is our... So these are, to some degree, not entirely, I don't think, but to some degree, the idea of your skirmish type troops. Then you have your primary, your secondary cohorts. And here we have, for us, it's the phalanx, even though they're using the sort of legion type thing. And it's the phalanx because of our traditions here. And see, these traditions will affect heavy unit behavior versus various things. I really would love a better or more detailed type system like this. So we have secondary cohorts. That's not so much a reserve as my understanding, but just your sort of main heavy line. And one thing that I did notice, looking at some of the battles, they were putting the camel cavalry into the sort of main fight, where, excuse me again, I want them as a flanking type force. Obviously they're probably not as good as horses in some of that type of thing. You can see they're not very good against heavy cavalry, which we're not looking to face in this campaign, or heavy infantry, which is very appropriate, but and very bad against war elephants. So that's something that we need to look at. I wish I had more than just, can I okay, you can only do one at a time. One type of unit at a time, which is also not so good. Barbarians defeated. Okay, now we're going to keep you here, I think, because we are in a farmland area, and we have plenty of supply, just in case we need to march while these guys are busy with this war, march against other barbarians. And we can also look a little deeper at siege warfare. Okay, so here we go. Siege phase outcome. Each siege happens with a die roll of 1 to 14. The roll is then added together with siege modifiers. On a roll of 1, the attackers will suffer a disease outbreak. Basically, if you really fumble it, you get screwed up. But status quo, supply shortages, food shortages, water shortages, deserters defense. And notice it goes to 1 to 14, surrender. It's on 20 than 20, but it's also added together commander's impact, accumulation, how many of these, you know, progress bars have they gone through, siege engineering of the besieging army, breaches, amounts of walls have been breached, that kind of thing. So it also, it looks like if we were to blockade, we would get better siege rolls, and I didn't know that until just this moment. So I want to build triremes. Oops, I can't build triremes because somewhat limited functionality of trade and whatnot. So we currently have a government policy here, civilization effort. So we're trying to civilize this part of our empire here. We're going to change that, and this is one way. See, trade 0 of 1 or 0 of 0 trade routes. So we can't have any trade routes under this current policy, and I'd really like that to be changed. But there is a way, and I already knew this, a way to change that. But and encourage trade. How do I put this? I think every province should have some level of trade. The province is a pretty big area, especially if it has a port and or lots of connections to other places, but particularly if it has a port, because I would make this a trade route to be able to trade anywhere in the, this part of the world, maybe with the canal up through other parts of the world, but Indian Ocean, Red Sea, whatever. I would do that. But so what we're going to do here is we're going to come, and now the idea of having a special policy to encourage trade, to me that would be what it says, local import routes +1. Not +1 over 0, but +1 over something, and I still don't understand, and this doesn't tell me. I know capitals will get a certain amount of trade routes now because of things. We've gotten 4 instead of 3. Why this has 0, this has 1. I don't know why this. Oh well, this is okay. Governor policy, local trade. So I didn't select this. It just did this. So I guess you've got to do this to have this happen. So we're going to do that. Change policy to trade. So now with trade routes, what we're going to do is, where's wood? Wood's up here. Yep. We will trade here. Now we can build triremes. We'll start off building 3. I should have built those before. Because if I had known that we could possibly, because I'm looking at, this is not a port, but this down here is, I don't know if it will help us out, but having some triremes. Will be useful, maybe. So they suffered supply shortages this turn. Die roll of 7. There's breaches. Commander's skill, their fortifications. I know I'm not going to speed this up any faster right now because of okay, do they have even have a fort down here on this one? Maybe not. This is their capital with their other fort, so I don't know. capitals get basically a free fort. It seems in the game. I say it seems because that's what it appears to be. And that makes sense. Now, since we are besieging places, we're going to do siege ability plus 5%. That's our next thing. We just previously had a 2, now we had an 11. Okay, okay, we've already rewarded his veterans. I knew that we had planned on doing that. And since I restarted, I wasn't sure if we had done it or not again. Okay, let's give him a maybe not a tactician. Okay, have a leader. That's better than no leader, I think. Now, we're gonna come over here and build a training camp, and we're gonna build another training camp to increase our manpower to deal with this. Okay, light infantry offense. Metals, base metals from Cyprus? Sure thing. Cyprus is basically named after a term for copper, if I'm not mistaken, in Greek or something, is where the name comes from. So that they were known for their copper, if I'm not mistaken. They were also, which we have forests here, known for their trees. And if you watch my channel a lot, you know I rail against man-caused global climate change. Notice man-caused. Not that the climate, because I know the climate is changing, and we won't go into that whole diatribe. You can find other videos, and I'm sure I will in the future. But partially because of, I think, specifically Cleopatra the Seventh, the last one, the last one to rule in Egypt, the famous one. She builds a really big Egyptian fleet while owning Cyprus, and I think her fleet building project basically sort of clear cuts Cyprus, and it's never recovered since. Not that it can't be recovered, it's not one of these. Okay, diphtheria. What's his age? 82. No, 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 not yet. These are happening a lot. I get it that it's... you're gonna need to just wait a minute while I come in here and edit this. That they want people to die, sort of, it's something of a, you know, historical type time frame, and I'm good with all that, but he lived long. He lived to 85, 86. I know it's pretty close, but where is it? Part of the idea here is we want to make sure Ptolemy Philadelphus is significantly old enough to take over. I'm also checking his stats here, because, and I could check it there, Philadelphus. And they gave him lunatic again. My God, my freaking God. Now, I know at least... This is at least the third time save. The third time load the save. That it's given him lunatic. Giving Philadelphus a lunatic. He was known as an excellent administrator. He, maybe more so than his father, but I don't really know if there's a good sort of, I know this isn't a port, but we just now also have a fleet here. Well, I'm going to move them down here. Built up the administrative state of Ptolemaic Egypt, which built heavily on and improved on the already significant theocratical administrative state of, you know, Egyptian pharaonic Egypt. So I know he was no lunatic, and I don't know why it keeps wanting to give that attribute to him specifically. So I am displeased with that. Oh, it's... See, come on, people. Make it so that these guys can shift around. Yeah, I know the change maybe a bit if we did a larger screen, but I'm doing the screen aspect and size ratio for recording. So yeah, I like how the graphic does change there. It gives you a quick sense of what the situation is. So I'm fairly good with the idea of, you know, some sort of dynamic thing, but when we know about the personalities, and I would say there were few, we've talked about Caligula, but few that would come to, has been showing great promise in civic duties and has become renowned as quite an artisan. He recently completed a marvelous design for a new marketplace. Okay, no, we like the money, sure, but we want the marketplace. It's, the marketplace is cheaper, see, we get 80 instead of 100. Let's look for, where is it? A-R-C-H-I. Isn't that what? A-R. S? Oh, it's not capital, probably. Capitalize, is that what you're balking on? Oh no, that's no, that's the province. A-R-C-H. Oh no, that is. Oh, Hermes. Oh no, that's his family name. Man, I'm not reading this right. Oh boy, that's his family name. Okay, I should come down. Marketplace is in Areg. Okay, you probably were all noticing that before I was. Okay, so A-Rig. Okay, yeah, it has only one building slot, but a marketplace is not a bad idea for that. You do sort of need to look for things. Here, like that. Because you don't want to, maybe, you know, if you have a limited number of slots, well, you do have a limited number of slots, and is the thing being added worthy, you know, of the slot? You had other plans. Oh, we gotta hit that. Okay, we've won the siege, and I'm a little disappointed in how much attrition we've had, so I'm gonna build one more of these guys to sort of fill the ranks. I want you to come down first, down to here. Looks like they're marching up to meet us. That's why we have him sort of scouting down here, letting us know. We're going to let this absorb the province, which I think we'll do so with... Okay, we see that there's two people there. I don't need to capture prisoners or whatever. Slaves. Slaughter people. I would rather just have it... But we'll see. Yeah, just have it absorbed because we own the fortification nearby. Don't know if they'll move fast enough to catch up to the phalanx troops. Oh, they're turning around and marching back. You can come down and blockade that. These guys move faster because they don't have any heavy troops. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, you keep moving down into here. You just keep moving to there. They got some elephants, and I don't know, even though I put the camels out on the flank, I still see them there. And I see my heavy troops out on the flank. What the hell? You keep coming to here and join this army, get some better up to strength. Oh, you can move up to here. Yeah, see, now he has gout. Okay, well, 83 years old. Okay, well, how old is Ptolemy? Philadelphia's 24, I guess that's old enough. And are you a lunatic yet? Oh, maybe is it because he's on board ship? Admiral. Let's get him off the ships. Let's change ship command. I wonder if that could have anything to do with it. Yeah. We'll give a cruel guy ship captain. Okay. Join up, got a reinforcement. Come down here. If they'll be here when we get there, there'll be a fight, but I don't think so. They're retreating. These guys will come up and help the siege. Their capital. Could I demand it all? Sue for peace. No. Yeah, their capital hasn't even fallen. Yeah, you can go home. We don't need... Unless you're going to come down and actually fight one of these armies, we don't need you here to occupy. Province. Okay, so we didn't actually get any money from our blockade, but then again we're dealing with a rather poor province with maybe very little trade. Ah, we can do another invention. Very good, we're plowing through these. Primary culture, omen, power, omen, duration. Nice, good. Supply limit, we want to do that. Maybe what we should have even done earlier to keep slightly less attrition. But either way. We still have to march back through all this territory. Okay, a wealthy patron. The city of Hermotheus has been often overlooked by the wealthy patrons of our capital today. Berenice, wife, has offered a splendid, sizable quantity of her wealth in constructing a temple. She has requested our permission before she embarks on the construction. Okay, she gains pious, local unrest till the end of game. Convince her to invest in other... No, okay, we'll go with that. I keep looking up here and keep getting confused because that's click there to pause or click there to start, not the current condition. Down here I know there is a flag for pause to come on, but still. Grand omen power. Well, I'm liking the money right now, so we're going to go with Blessings of Hades. Okay, these have each now have a barracks. Looking for larger cities because it's a percentile increase. Yeah, we'll go with another one there. Barbarians out here. Okay. You're going, it looks like up to there. Good. Pre-planned movement. Looks like we may lose that. Well, if we do, we'll hire some. Oh, okay. Well, let's see. Okay. Yeah, that looks like the right types for flanking. Well, we're victorious. And it looks like they're going back up to here, so we'll march up to there. And they're done. We're going to move over to here. Because down here we will see that they are building up barbarians. These guys have just launched theirs, so they're at 0, so it's more likely to come from, well, down here next, so we'll come around there. I'm going to unify the command here under him. Okay, Ptolemy Philadelphus request responsibility. Okay, okay, gains prominence. Let's give him a chance. What did that specifically do? No holdings. Siege is now 1. Okay. Let's march down here. Hopefully defeat them in detail. Maybe not. Maybe. Oh, hey, citizen promotion cost, yes. That was from Upper Egypt. Okay, once more renowned Olympic Games. Namibia. The Grevis family. Okay, we'll go with him. Well, watching their actual okay, evidently it was a mistake. Attempts at statecraft and diplomacy have yielded. Loses to legitimacy. Okay, that didn't work out. What I'm a little worried about is not so much the What's the supply limit? We're facing maybe worse attrition than they are. We have a slightly bigger army, but it's also about the number of... It's partially about the number of troops, which we are gaining a little bit more back. But it's also about the size of the armies, and the number of units, not just the number of troops. Okay, we have more frontage, though they have some elephants. Now this time it does look like, well, I don't know why they're putting our heavy infantry out on the flanks. Get defeated like that. Oh man. Oh man, we are being munched. We are defeated, yes. Okay, well. Send these guys down there to get defeated. And our allies are coming to help save the day. Olympic Games concluded, and we lost. I have had, actually it was Ptolemy who I've had win a few times. Okay, also, we're going to build units. We have nobody left to build units really with. I'd rather right now have these guys do a better job at replacing losses then. Oh no, we'll continue from this loss. Probably should have moved back here. Tried to rebuild more strength while they continue to lose theirs? I don't know. We'll just come down to the capital for now. We're holding the fortress there. Uh-oh, well. Looks like we're not holding the fortress here. Okay, oh, he died. Okay, well. Regional thinker, siege ability test plus 10%, okay. Their capital is moved, maybe? Yeah, down here. So now they have a fortress down here. Okay. Oh, there's not even enough people down here to live, to make up a proper province. Well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go back in and load a save game. I know I wasn't planning on doing that, but I don't like that I've lost, because it's going to be hard to rebuild a province from nothing down there, at least I think it is. Okay, so yeah, we're back to this. Siege, we have the people here now. One. Okay, 3 heavy, that. Okay, now while we still have the troops, build more troops. More units, I should say. See if we can get this right. Okay, watch down here. Scout with that fleet. Partially why I don't want to besiege some of these places is because if they besiege and besiege back, they're just going to get so slaughtered that there won't be anybody's real army possession set up. Okay, we've won the siege. We're going to send these guys down here fast. These guys here. Still don't think they're representing things like the phalanx troops well. Okay, they're coming up with some troops, but we can watch down here, and that's why I like taking this with this bar. Okay. Local taxes, yes, we'll take that. Well, we're going to spend that money on building some barracks that will hopefully help maintain the strength of our army. I know I'm clicking on some places twice or more as we keep looking for the biggest ones without any barracks on them already. Okay, there we go. Spend all that on getting more barracks so that we can recruit larger armies. These guys start marching down to here. These guys I want to just start the siege here. And then come down to there and join this group, get them a little bigger. Now, what we're going to do is get these troops done now. So they will be down there with us. Hoping these guys can get to here before they do. And it looks like it. For the moment, just come to here. Now pursue down to there. And you also pursue down to there. And yeah, here. By the time you get there, we'll own this province. I want to try to take these guys piecemeal. Try to time it so that the faster guys will get there at about the same time. Not that. There we go. Okay. I don't know why it's putting my heavy infantry out on the flanks. We've got elephants, which is worrying. You keep moving. You got a much better die roll. You keep moving, we don't want to lose this. It looks like we're gonna lose this. They've got more troops coming, but so do we. So we've just got in some reinforcements. Not much, but some. Getting some more in here almost immediately. That may turn the tide. Okay, well, heavy troops, archers, March of Time. This time he has diphtheria. Very bad die roll. We are victorious this time. Okay. Well, hello, friends. You decided to stay up there. Okay, well. Okay, yeah, you're nothing of a force. You come down and start the siege down there. Get that rolling. Hope they're coming up to meet us, maybe. Or we're following. Either way, good. Keep pushing. Belisarius is expected to be patron of the arts, depicted legitimacy in the eyes of the people, styled manner. Like I said, once you start getting more money, it seems that more of these things pop up. And I'm going to save game. And we're going to remove again his disease. Okay. No, Philadelphus was not yet a lunatic again. And we're loading again. Once we hit a few more years older, then I'll let whatever disease happen. I'm not going to try to keep them alive forever or anything like that. We'll come down there and blockade. Oh, good, you're showing up. Good. I'm glad you're here this time. Okay, and... okay, we want to deselect, we'll combine these guys. And you're going to come down and join this siege with one really good unit or something, maybe sort of. You're going to rebuild up here, and then come and join us. Okay, well, we're not strong enough to besiege this, and we have barbarians showing up. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. March to there. But we're having them come and join the siege. Okay, and yes, traditions, supernumerary, help with supply limits, very good. Yeah, I know, trying to get more men or whatnot, but we're going more money route to build more barracks to get more men. There we go. Now we have enough to continue the siege. Hopefully they have a manpower problem, the Bellamines, now that we've destroyed a lot of their forces. Hopefully they do. And hopefully we have less of one to rebuild our force. We are victorious, very good. We need to yeah, save the city there. I am warming to the idea that we consider each of these sort of cities and their environments around them. Barbarians are defeated, very good. Now we're going to come down here, yeah, march in the green, so you don't take attrition, or as much attrition. How is the levels down here? They're at 4. I think once they get around 10 or something, we'll see some barbarians pop up down there. Tribal migration. We are pleased to find that a great number of tribesmen have crossed the border from our neighbor Phrygia and settled into the city of Termosus. We believe they shall do well. Okay, we gain a Macedonian tribesman. And since, well, maybe I should have looked where it's, because I guess it's up here. Where? Oh, here. Okay. Good, so we gained some Macedonian tribesmen. Thought it was more than that. Maybe it's just the 2. Okay, yes, we want money. Okay, and let's come. Yeah, there, we will add build a training camp. I know sometimes I've been calling it barracks, but it's that sort of type of thing. Well, it looks like they're rebuilding their army down here, somewhat at least. 1 cohort, 4 cohorts, 7 cohorts. No, so the picture changed, a little more cracks in the wall. Let's send this guy this time. And yes, we're just about done with manpower. We're done with manpower. That's like the monthly gain. Oh, there's the one city we can throw in another one. We're going to need the manpower when we start taking on Phrygia and other powers. Seleucid, the Seleucid Empire, I think we will eventually have to fight. And of course Rome and other places. I do hope this is a nice long series. Not that we can't take Blemmia, but we do have attrition problems down here. I've seen this guy before. Send him on his way. He doesn't write anything good, or his writing is bad. You know, maybe there's a die roll, you know, multiple outcomes, but the one that I've seen, not good. Ptolemaic Soter, our current ruler, was a bit of a historian, wrote some of the histories around Alexander the Great and other things, so he was a bit of a scholar there. Oh well, better luck next time. Alright. The ruler of our subject, Andros, yes. Okay, we can increase our... You have a maximum number of friends down here. He can have up to 4. One of them is Seleucus. At one point, Seleucus, basically loses and comes to Ptolemy as somewhat of a refugee, and okay, he's now 84 years old, so next disease he gets, we will let him go. Not trying to hold him on to him forever, but and it's only really when what's his name, Antigonus comes down here and tries to march across the Nile. I just think one of these branches, not necessarily the main one, and Ptolemy defeats him, and then that's sort of something at the end of that, and then Seleucus gets back into sort of power, whatnot. Now obviously that's all butchered and half remembered. I should do better with my history, I know. Well, because we're facing this down here, what I'm going to do is grab these guys and start them marching. We'll dismiss them if we don't need them. And we're just going to sit up here on the defensive and hopefully rebuild our armies. Okay, what? Oh, death of the general down here, okay. Ah, we can do another Heavy infantry discipline, that's good. That will help our omen power, omen duration, aggressive expansion change, tyranny, crushing impact. Yeah, we could do this. Okay, now that the old guy died, crafty, corruption, finesse, but he does look like to be a good general, so we're not giving him a province, we're giving him an army. I think that'll be okay. Okay, it's going to take a while to get there. Siege is 1. Okay, we're just going to sit there. We're going to let this province come over to us. This is blockading, there's not enough trade to really earn anything. But hey. And we're taking away your Alephants Agorum, and now that's making you move against us. Let's move you up to here. Maybe we should have put you in charge. No, you're not that good. You're just a better besieger. Not very strong units, but hopefully units nonetheless that will help. Oh god, they're gonna mess with this province. Oh. Don't kill off all the people, goddamn. Well, if you leave, we'll just retake it back. Okay, light infantry cohort with, well, now 100. Okay, there are 3 citizens and 2 freemen. I just want to see when we take it back, see if it changes. I do like it that the besieging and whatnot is hard on the people, because it would have been. Okay, let's see about increasing our number of thought that one was bigger now, I guess not. Yes, I'm using the sort of number of buildings as an indicator. Well, that we could, yeah, I don't know. There, that would be a good place for a training camp. Okay, yep, didn't change that number. Now they're coming back to fight, and they didn't. They could have just marched down with us. Okay, yeah, same pop size, that's good. Yes, since they're liberating it, they're not hurting their own pop, and since we're just getting it through, you know, generalized area of control from a fortification, we're not hurting it either. Venomous tongue. Oh, okay. We cannot move. Oh, he has lots of loyalty. Egypt's imprisoned. Okay, we're gonna take this because Ptolemai's getting old. He's going to die very soon. We can see that he has. Oh well, no, he doesn't. But he had dementia, or whatever. Okay, well maybe. But the province is going to lose loyalty either way. This is going to lose a lot more, but we'll get to imprison him. And now let's see who we could put out here as where do I want to put? Well, okay, he is also Macedonian Hellenic, current location Alexandria. Finesse, he's just local unrest. Okay, we can see local unrest there, so let's put that there. Okay, that's down a little bit. That's good. He's a better leader, and that let us imprison him. So now we can come here, and he's in prison, and we can flog, arrange gladiatorial debut. I think that should only be for Rome. Execute. Egypt gets tyranny. Egypt pays that. We have 0 tyranny. I'm going to save this just before doing it because there may be some other thing going on. So okay, let's resume. We are going to execute him because we don't want competition for Ptolemy. No one's supporting these other candidates. Well, yeah, I don't know. Dies, flog, lose popularity. Well, release prisoner. Loyalty current. I think we just want him gone. We'll be the cruel Ptolemies. Character executed. Uh-oh. See here, we've lost our... That's what I didn't want to have happen. I guess that was too harsh on the population, all that. Occupation, they moved their capital here. Okay. Well, if they both lose 20 loyalty, Ephemeros, who only has 50, will be down at 30, which means he's about ready to become disloyal. Where if we go with this way here, side with Ephemeros, we gain 10 loyalty, we lose 20 from Harpalos, but we can afford that a little better, so we're going to go with that one. Purely pragmatic solution. Don't like this. Don't like this at all. I get the idea of marginal provinces and things like that, but okay, we have a much bigger army in cohort numbers, not necessarily much bigger in troop numbers. Both have meaning, because cohorts that are weaker collapse quicker. Okay, we get more Omen power, more various civic and more martial advances. Yeah, this is not a good solution here. We're going to, of course, rely upon these guys to come down and deal with all of this. This really is very much attritional warfare here, it seems, because of the need to siege some of these places. Looks like our allies are doing okay. Guys with the star, they're our allies. Well, maybe not. Oh, Magistrate's death, okay. Who do we have disloyal characters? Ah, her. Yeah. Local defense is improved. Slave happiness if governor. Incapable. We're not going to make him. Okay, we'll give him the governorship. Back to this fight. Though it looks like our friends are going to win. Yay. While we retreat. And our army here is going to meet up with their retreating army, it looks like. Our army of mercenaries. Okay, mentioning that, these guys, we are going to disband, so we no longer have to deal with them. They just get to go do their own thing, which will sort of reform them. And we were going to dismiss them at some point anyways. How much can tyranny go up to? I don't know. You know, like, is it a 1 to 10 or 1 to 100? We are victorious over them. Very good. Keep marching down to here. Melancholia. Okay, he's now depressed. Alright. And yes, like I said before, we're going to let him go. Because he is now old enough to let go. Historically. Okay, sapping, sieging. Well, we're going to have besieged down here, so that's a pressing need. Fort defense. Well, we don't have a pressing need on that. Military tradition cost. That would be lovely to reduce. Because all these advanced ones. You can see the advances here are level 2. There it is. Accumulus, because it's like 10%. Well, it's 10% already. Level 2 is another 10%. So it's just increasing all of these things in a percentage way as time goes on, which is cool. Okay, national tribesmen output, wrong culture happiness. That's important because we have a lot of wrong cultures, particularly Egyptians. Slave output, that's nice. Change government policies, cheaper. Hold triumph cost cheaper. Legal patronage, monthly loyalty increases, that's very good. Due process, popularity of the ruler. And sacrifice of the gods, 5% less. Accepted rights, wrong culture. Sorry about that. I guess this is going on long. But I want to get this war done. Well, because we are going to be, looks like, sapping their capital again, let's go with another siege engineer. Oh, yeah, let's do that. I don't know if siege engineer effects +1. Disloyal, yeah, her. Let's go to brother. Okay, he is, oh yeah, he's still just a primary heir. She's secondary. We have Berenice, Hermachoso, Phelenis, and why don't they give this the historical ones first? Maybe it is they just don't know, and that could be who the historical ones might be. Okay, well, is there any point in, there's no point in having this army down here. Let's move it up here. I don't know, well, we can't disband unit cost. Don't know why we can't disband. Oh, we're next to a hostile unit. Okay. We'll come up here and then we'll disband you. Okay, well now we can disband you. You had no troops anyways. And import, we're requesting import off from Cyprus. Yes, okay. There probably is some negative effects to all of that. Can these guys come down here? No, they can't go past the fort until they take the fort. What's a C zone? Is that this, maybe, I guess? That's what I presume it is. You know, sea area here. Well, this is going on long, so I am going to end this episode. Come back next time to see, hopefully, the end of the Blemmia campaign. Of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, like the videos, and please post comments, tips. If I'm doing something wrong that I'm not realizing, I'd love to know it, to learn from it, and other people can learn as well. Thanks so much. See you next time for more historical gaming.